Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about what a stock is. Now you might have heard the term stocks. We all hear the news go on about stocks and Wall Street all day, every day. But for a lot of people out there, they don't really understand what the media is talking about. This idea of stocks or bonds or things like that, they can seem very unfamiliar. So today I just want to talk about what a stock is. So what I've got here in front of me is the quote page or ticker page for a particular stock. In this case, we're talking about a very specific company, General Motors. Now, General Motors is just one of many different stocks that are out there trading on what are called the stock exchanges. Every single one of these stocks is identified by what we refer to as a ticker symbol. In the case of General Motors, it's GM. In the case of IBM, it would be IBM. In the case of Amazon, it's AMZN. Apple is AAPL. Most of the time, these ticker symbols make sense. Sometimes they're a little unusual. For instance, Southwest Airlines ticker symbol is LUV for Love Field in Dallas, where they got started. But most of the time, the ticker symbols are pretty intuitive. Now, General Motors is in what we refer to as the consumer cyclical space. So every stock out there can be kind of broken down and put into a particular category or bucket that represents what they do in the overall economy. GM is a consumer cyclical company, for instance. Understanding where companies fit in the economy is useful because frequently you want to build a set of stocks or a group of stocks that we call a portfolio, and you want that to be diversified or spread out across different parts of the economy just to reduce your risk overall. Now, GM has a stock price of $22.18 right now, and this is based on two different factors, what we call the bid and the ask. This particular stock we're looking at is going to trade at $22.18 when trading begins today on April 29th. But the bid and the ask are off a little bit. The bid represents how much people are willing to buy that stock for right now. The ask represents how much they're trying to sell it for. So you can kind of think about this as being like at an auction, right? How much is the auctioneer trying to get from you? I'm asking for $22.40, $22.40, $22.40. And somebody is bidding $22.28. Now that's what we refer to as the price per share. The last price that GM traded at is $22.18. Over the last 52 weeks, though, the stock has been anywhere from $14.32 per share, or 32.5 cents per share, all the way up to $41.90 per share. That's the 52-week range on the stock. So at $22 and change, the stock's pretty cheap compared to its 52-week range, right? Cheapest has been over the last year. The lowest price anybody's paid, $14.35 per share, 33 cents per share, excuse me. The highest somebody's paid is $41.90 per share. And we see that over here in this chart on the right-hand side. What this shows us is that for most of the last year, GM was trading right around the $35 to $40 per share mark. Then, in early 2020, particularly starting around March or so, the price collapsed, largely because of the coronavirus scare, right? The price collapsed, it fell to as little as $14.35 per share, and it's kind of bounced back some, but certainly not all the way right now. Essentially, GM is trading at half right now of what it was, say, 3-6 months ago, that kind of time frame. Now, we've had relatively few shares traded so far today. Volume shows us the number of shares that have traded on a particular day. Thus far today, because the stock market hasn't really gotten going, we've only had 3,831 shares traded. The average over the last 10 days, though, is about 14,520,719 shares. Call it 14.5 million shares traded per day. So typically, there's a lot of shares in GM that are traded on any given day, all going for anywhere from, say, $20 to $23 per share over those last 10 days. This leads us to what we call our market cap, or market capitalization. The market cap is just the number of shares outstanding, the number of shares in the company, times the stock price. So there's 1.4 billion shares of GM out there at $22.18 per share. 1.4 billion times 22.18 gives us our market cap of $31.8 billion. That's the total value of all of GM. It's what GM is worth in total as a company. It's the value of all the equity. If you could buy all the shares in General Motors, you would own the entire company. And in essence, that's why people buy stock, because they want to own a piece of that overall company. So let's look at Oracle as an example. Oracle, just like GM, is one of the many stocks that are out there. So how do you make money on a stock? Well, we'll talk about that next time.